Also, just because you can't go to every gig, don't mean I'm there hoeing. Okay? Okay? Let me know for real.
With another installment of the one,
the only,
you. And as you can see today, we have some guests with us.
Thank you for having us. Thank you. I appreciate it so very much.
Oh, they're starting already. So, without further ado, we're gonna pray in, and then we're gonna tell you what this episode is about.
And I think since we have some guests on our show today, we should let one of our guests pray us in today.
Pray, men of God! Bishop Go, Bishop! You know what to do!
Go, Robert. You know what to do. Go, Robert. You know what to do.
Come on, Shaq Rack.
Yes, pray us in, please.
Talk to the Lord for us.
Thank you.
Lord, thank you for this day, Lord. Thank you for bringing friends together here, God. God, let this be a good show that it touch somebody that's out there. In Jesus' name we do pray. Amen.
Amen. That was sweet and to the point. So today we have some very talented, very gifted, very anointed church musicians with us. This episode is about church musicians and their, slander that they receive on the internet. The girls in the kingdom cannot stand.
Right.
So today we're going to get to the root of why, and I'm going to have this guest first introduce himself and tell us what instrument you play.
I'm Shakari. I play drums. More of the preacher side than a drummer, though. So I'm just gonna put that out there.
Okay, and next.
And then I'm Rick. I play a little bit of keys and a little bit of drums when I get an opportunity.
We're going to start off with some questions that we have for our men of God here. Stacia,
all right. So our first question we have for y'all today is, does being a musician come with clout?
It depends on where you play and just the type of person that you are. Okay. Some people chase the clout. They are a musician for what it brings.
And have you used that clout to your advantage when it comes to interaction with women?
Me, I can't say that I have. I haven't made it to where I want to be yet.
Oh, okay. So once you get there, then you're going to start wilding out.
No. I would never do that because of the type of person that I am.
Period.
Yeah. Like, that's not me. At the end of the day, if I'm a musician in the Lord's house, I'm there for that and nothing else.
Amen. I like that.
Thank you.
Rory?
Does being a musician come with clout? No, you cannot plead the fifth. Disclaimer.
Yeah, it does. It comes with clout. But like Ricky said, it depends on where you at. And like the situation that you're in, it could come with a lot of clout or it could come with no clout. It just depends.
Okay. So then the second part of that question was, have you used that clout to your advantage when it comes to your interaction with women?
In church, no. Outside of church, yes.
Thank you for your honesty.
How so?
Yeah, elaborate.
I mean, like, if I know who I'm playing with, like an artist, if I walk in, I'm low-key gonna walk in with like a chip on my shoulder, like, I don't have to be here, but I'm here. And yeah, y'all gonna know I'm here. So that's kind of how, like, that play that part with that clout situation.
Okay.
What do you guys feel about church musicians and their clout?
I asked the questions here. I'm just playing. No, we can answer. So I do feel like it come with clout. Like you said, I think it does depend on the church you play at. If you play somewhere like small and like somewhere unknown, no, they don't have a lot of members, then maybe not. But if you play at like City of Refuge or like Transformation, somewhere like that, then yeah, it's gonna come with some clout. What you think?
I think it automatically comes with clout. Like
no matter where you
matter where you at, who you are, what church, if it's in the church or outside the church, I just feel like musicians, they just always. First of all, musicians have like the main like thing when it comes to music and all of that. Like that's who we listen to. That's who we listen to. So I feel like no matter what it is in church, outside the church, it's gonna always come with clout. They just gonna feel like that can't nobody touch them because without them, ain't no music, ain't no sound. Why do you think church musicians have a negative reputation?
I feel like it's like that because we're held to a higher expectation level amongst just people in general. Like, we can't act a certain way. You want us to basically conform to wherever you guys want us to. And I don't think that's fair. At all. At all. Because just like you guys are people, we're people too.
Okay, right.
I'm gonna start letting you go first, okay?
Why do you think church musicians have a negative reputation?
Because of the things that we do.
What y'all be doing?
Right, let us
We're
know.
not, we're not
And
gonna.
do some.
Elaborate.
Do some. Okay.
You know,
'Cause
like
I'm
some.
wholesome.
No,
okay?
for real, like some of us
Reform.
musicians, I'll make it a whole thing. Some of us musicians be wilding sometimes. And
What do y'all be doing?
I'm not getting into all that.
No, but the people want to know.
I mean, just be, wilding.
Wilding as in what? Like wilding with females? Wilding just
In
with
the
the
church,
crowd?
like
Just like I said in the last question, how some musicians feel like they have the clout, which means that they just feel like they can go ahead and do whatever they want to do.
Yeah,
and there's no
nobody tapping them on their shoulder.
Exactly. Tell them,
down.
calm down,
Yeah.
because they think they are the man and
They
or
should.
woman, because they are female musicians too.
Yeah, but we're not talking about them.
Okay.
We need
Just
to.
have us on the hot seat. Why don't you? All right.
No, it really just depends though. Like, yeah, it all depends. Like, some think it's cool going to church high and drunk.
Yeah.
Some think it's cool to smash more than one chick in the church. Like, it just depends on really how you look at it.
All right. Thank you for your honesty. Has being a church musician ever caused any issues in your relationships?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Females looking at you or just coming up to you after you get through playing and your girlfriend is there or whatever may be the case, and they just looking at you like, so who this chick?
Yeah,
And
that's true.
you gotta like sum it up in a way you can't be like, you can't answer too quick because they gonna know you lying, or you can't take too long to answer, they don't think you lying. So you gotta know like,
either way you
either way, they gonna look like, oh, well, you're lying. So you just gotta know how to like just be smart about the things that you do.
Okay. Rickard?
The only problem, like you were saying, a lot of you thirst. Oh. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. But no, it is like times like you just get done doing a concert and everything. Next thing you know, you got the little church groupies that want to come up, be all up in your face and stuff. And then having a girl there, it just doesn't look too good because you're like, why is she over there trying to talk to you after? I'm like, maybe she just want to give me some church candy. I don't know.
Hey, or you got the question, or you give lessons.
Give me some water.
You give lessons.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah.
That's the famous girl want to talk to you church line. You give lessons. What days you give lessons
I
at?
know girl
Yeah,
ever
I've
been
been-
interested in playing no instrument.
I don't give lessons.
That is
I
true.
don't give lessons.
YouTube.
Not you being
You
stingy
too.
with the kingdom. Do you treat women in church any differently or hold them to a higher standard than women outside of church? Why or why not?
No, I don't actually, because we all human at the end of the day. No matter if we in church or outside, because if we try to be in the church and put on this front, when somebody from the outside come in, then it's like, I feel like you should be you, no matter what it is, inside, outside. It should be you. But if you know that you a child of God, then you a child of God. Point blank. Period. No matter what you do.
Preach, Reverend.
That's true though. You shouldn't act one way in the church and act another way out in the outside of church. Okay, being that same person means a lot, and that's something that a lot of us church musicians we don't have that. We don't have that type of integrity. So that's another reason why.
I like that.
A lot of musicians like that.
Yeah.
A lot of musicians like.
But that's something that we all have to get back to having.
That's
But that's another topic for another day.
That's why
we're gonna keep getting slandered.
That's why my musician circle is small. Who I call in the play, because I can't call you if you got a bad name. It's gonna make me look bad in the long run, and I ain't trying to mess up no relationships down the line with anybody that I work with. So
you got a great point.
Do women put higher expectations on church
Absolutely.
men? Can I?
Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Do women put higher expectations on churchmen in general that they wouldn't put on men outside of the church?
Absolutely. Okay. First of all, you want us to be there 100% of the time. You don't want us to practice, okay? You want us to be great. You want it to be phenomenal. That way you can sit down and be like, oh my gosh, there you go. You better play that song. But yet you still want the time that we need to actually practice.
Okay.
And I think that's the expectation level. It's hard. It's definitely hard.
Try to balance out, I guess you can say, like you said, the time.
Mm-hmm.
It can be difficult sometimes, like balancing practice time or spending time with your girlfriend. That it can get a little tricky. And I feel like somebody that's not in church, they just got all the time in the world doing
That's true.
the hell they want to do.
And because they're used to that, then
They
when they get with
expect
it,
they expect us
exactly, to understand that. It's a misconception. It is.
But I feel like communication is a big key, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so the second part of that question was, do you believe that contributes to disappointment women experience when dating inside of the church?
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Because that ties into the other question that you asked, and we're telling you how, just like the expectation, how girls, they try and come talk to us or whatever, and then sometimes you guys might see that and be like, oh, this man, he ain't up to no good. Look at him acting just like that other one I was dealing with.
We get stuff get pinned on us even if we not doing wrong.
Yeah.
It's still like the look what he doing. It's just like, damn, like we're just having a regular conversation.
A regular conversation. Yes. And the expectation of us, sometimes y'all just want us to be by ourselves. Can't have no friends or none of that.
I'm going to have my friends at the end of the day. I mean, I don't have many of them, but I'm going to have my friends.
And as you should.
It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things you can't go to your girlfriend and talk about. Because you might need your male friend to talk to your male friend about it, or you might need another woman's advice or something.
I don't even know how we got to that point. But we're here.
So, do you, as the female leads on here, do you feel like you agree with what they're saying? Like, do we put too much pressure on them as women?
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. As far as like the whole spending time thing, yeah, that's one thing. But just from what women hear from other women about musicians, like that also kind of makes us set like church musicians to a higher standard, because we want to see like what y'all really about. Like, I want what I heard to be proved wrong, Yeah.
But
so
also, you can't pin all musicians the same. Just
you
because
can't, but when y'all doing the same stuff.
But this person did wrong, don't mean the next one gonna do wrong.
That's true.
That's very true.
Now he might have like a trait or something that might trigger you, like, okay, like here we go. But that don't mean that he's doing it just because that trait or like triggers you. So yeah, that's how I really feel about it.
Okay.
So for me, I think that we put expectations on church men in general just because they're in church. And I do feel like you should be able to, like, you shouldn't, if you're in church, if you're hearing the word, ministering, doing whatever you do, you shouldn't be out here acting like Ray from up the street.
Right.
That's just
not
how
Ray.
People should be able to see the God in you.
Yeah, most
Exactly.
definitely.
And
Most
then
definitely.
that's the thing with musicians. It's like, okay, he go to church, like he plays for the
But
Lord.
he don't act like that.
But he don't act like that, but you expect him to because of the
But-
setting
but
that you're
that-
getting in.
but that also
Now,
goes-
listen, let me say this. Do not judge a person by the setting that you meet them in. You can meet a demon in church.
Literally.
The setting does not matter. It's all about the heart posture.
I mean, but I feel like, sometimes musicians be in situations where, like, we can't actually get what we need from God because they treat us like it's a job.
Yeah.
So we literally have to look at it as a job. So if we ain't getting what everybody else is getting, of course, we might act just a little wild,
He's spitting.
It's like, we here, but we're not here.
Yeah.
Like, we here for work. We're not really here for, So that's how I look at it, like, really.
I can see that. That's a good answer. I didn't even think about it like that.
So, from your own experiences in dating inside the church or experience of other church musicians do you think women are justified in their slander of church musicians based on the way you or others have treated them? I'm going to give it to y'all one more time.
And then we're going to go ahead and give it to Brari. He's going to set the stage for that one.
So the question is, from your own experiences in dating inside the church or experiences of other church musicians do you think women are justified, correct, in their slander of church musicians based on the way you or others have treated women?
You gonna start or you want me to?
I'll start, man.
Go ahead.
Talk to us.
That's a 50-50 situation.
Your own experiences, somebody else's
50-50?
Yeah, I mean, you
No.
know, we can
No.
We can I like, okay. I done done some stuff for musicians get slandered, okay? I'll say
Okay.
that. I've done some stuff, so like some of that stuff I've been like, damn, that's true, but because I know like what I've done.
Mm-hmm.
But damn, other people, I mean, I see it because I have a group of musicians that I hang with. So half the stuff y'all say that they say about musicians is true, but I feel like after the person get it together, I feel like we shouldn't still get pinned with the same old.
Y'all heard it here first. I just
Right.
wanted to clarify. He said it was true. Right here on
No,
the
it
Unfiltered.
is not true, okay? It isn't true. Because every musician should not have like the same view as another musician. As Johnny Bever playing over here at this one church, okay? And then you got me playing at another church. We're not doing the same stuff. So the fact that sometimes you guys try and be like, oh, they all musicians and stuff, they all act the same, this, that, and the third. No, okay?
Hey, but sometimes it can be about who you like surround yourself with too.
Yeah.
Like I've literally been pinned bad
By association.
because of one of like my closest friends.
Yeah.
But
But if
say
you are...
name, but yeah.
Bro,
What about
yes.
You said drop name?
I
Whoa.
said, bro, yes.
Shakari, I really appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, like-
y'all.
Yes.
I did not think he was gonna come on here and be
Yes.
honest. This man is
He was
speaking.
talking about pleading the fifth.
Right. He doing good.
Like honestly, like one of my closest friends is trifling, and still is trifling. But
Man.
You heard it here first.
I got my stuff together, you know. But I still get pinned as trifling because he's one of my closest friends. So you know, hey, you need to get it together, man. You know
Birds
who you
of a
are.
feather.
You know who you are. You need to get it together.
Anything more you want to add on that, Brother Rick?
I just feel like you shouldn't just judge a musician by how other musicians have either treated you, how you guys' interaction have went. Because why? My biggest thing, even outside of church, why make somebody else pay for the next person's mistakes?
You're right.
The last person's mistakes.
Okay.
People are different.
So, what is it that you think women misunderstand when it comes to dealing with church musicians?
That all church musicians not playing for money, okay?
That's good.
They all not
Okay,
playing
yeah.
for
Yeah.
money, okay?
No, literally,
good.
Yeah, that is good.
that's true. Also, we human.
Yeah.
We go through things just like everybody else. So when we have those breaking moments, let us have those breaking moments. Like I literally got cussed out in the church service because I actually like came in church and cried on the drums. Like I just lost my cousin, yo. Like this hurt, but because they look at it as, oh, we're paying you, you got to do this. Nigga, I can leave honestly. Then you'll be drummerless.
Drummerless.
You'll be like,
But in those settings right there, that's how you like. It's different between when you're a church musician and it's ministry than when it becomes your job. Okay, those two things, that's another story for another day.
But that's why I'm happy to say like I play for 2 churches right now. By 9 o'clock, I can care less about it.
Screaming.
Like I literally. No, I mean it is what it
he's
is.
being honest.
No, I'm
That's
gonna be
his
honest.
experience.
Like, let me get there. Let me get through the service. I get my check and go home. That's literally my experience there. But my 12 o'clock, I've been playing there about a year now. I don't ask the pastor for a dime, only because first it's my church for one, but I spiritually get fed there.
Period.
So if I'm spiritually getting fed somewhere, I'm not gonna ask you for no money because what you're teaching or what you're preaching is helping me better than you giving me a penny.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it. Now, if I'm in a situation to where I need to get paid, I'm gonna tell you, look, man, I need to get paid. But I feel like all musicians should have a church where they get spiritually fed at, and not have the I'm here to get a check.
That's true.
Now you can honestly, you gotta live, so go get your money, but also have a covering though, to where you can actually sit under a preacher that preaches Bible and not fluff and flesh.
You better speak, bro.
Like I said, understanding how we have to set aside time for practice and services. Like I know, like me, I play at about 3 or 4 churches right now throughout the week. So I have rehearsal during the week.
He making money. Trying to get like Ricky.
Not even,
Trying to get like
man.
Ricky.
Not even. But just setting aside time for rehearsal and just trying to spend time understanding that, understanding that you might not always come first. That's honestly tough.
Talk about it.
I'm trying to find the words. I'm trying to find the words.
Right.
Okay, because like me, what I give to God, my relationship with God, that always is going to come first
Period,
and
man of God.
foremost in every situation. So while I'm playing at church, if I have to set aside some time just to make sure that I have all these songs together, my spirit is right for this service,
Right.
then I would want my significant other or any woman that I'm dealing with at the time to understand that.
Also, musicians are not rich, okay?
You
Oh,
are.
he's just trying to say that because he don't want to buy me a birthday.
Oh my God! Listen, no fool, we're not rich,
We owe
man.
you about 3.
And not like literally.
Three.
If sometimes if y'all actually
Yeah.
like know what we walked away with, it sometimes it's embarrassing, or sometimes it's like we still got to make something happen for our girlfriends, even though we just played a 4-hour service and got paid $25.
Right.
We still got to make something. Like, I mean, I've never been there, never.
But that's some people's situation.
Yeah, like we still gotta. Yeah,
But some people's churches don't be able to like.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
like,
what you under.
$25 be it.
And like my thing is, I have a flat rate if I come play at your church.
Come on,
But
right?
if you like, you tell me up front, hey, that's all we got, that's all we working with, then I'll work with you. But don't tell me, oh yeah, we got you, and then I get there, my envelope.
A little light.
It's money missing. Like now I got an issue with you, your deacon board, your mother's board. I got an issue with everybody in the church at this point. Because the mothers ain't giving their money. They got money, they can give it. Empty all you wallets. The Bible
But
says
if
empty
a
all you
small
wallets
church,
into
but
the
if a small
storehouse.
church and that's all they have, and you know that you have the time and you're available to do this, why not render your gift?
I mean, I do that. I mean, I go into situations where I'm like, you know what, don't worry about, like, I had a church that was literally paying me pennies to the point where I was like, you know what, y'all can keep the check. I'll just come. Like, y'all needed more than me at this point. So y'all got it. Y'all got it. Like,
That's that pity praise.
Y'all need more than
hey, so I'm going to come help y'all out as long as I can. And then I'm going to find y'all somebody that can, that will take it. Because I won't. I can't.
Okay, anything else women misunderstand when messing with y'all?
No,
Messing with y'all.
And just the misconception that all musicians are the same. That's it.
So,
But it's our
Extra.
jobs to show them no different.
It is.
Up front.
It
I'll
is.
say that.
yes.
But that's where we go back to God being shown through you.
You're right.
You're
Yes.
Like
Okay.
it was harder for me because of who I hung around and they know their situations and knowing what they've done. So it's literally been harder for me to actually
step out.
Yeah,
and
like-
So do you still hang out with them same group of people?
just probably one of them
Okay.
out of everybody because I just can't get rid of him. It's just,
I can't.
it's hard. It's just hard to get rid of him. It's
I
just-
feel that.
He's just attached to my hip. It's hard.
I got
but,
you. I got you.
Okay, so just for some additional commentary, Miss Stacia. So, let me see how I want to word
Oh,
this.
God.
Just go
When
down
dealing
here.
with church musicians, what is some advice that you can give to the kingdom women out here who may be struggling with?
I'm weak. I'd say be very understanding, be very patient. Those are probably like the two main things. Be understanding and be patient, because just like they were saying earlier, like they're men first and they go through things too, like aside from being musicians, aside from going to church, they deal with things too on a regular that they might not even discuss to us. So I would just say be understanding, be patient, be gentle. Don't always be ready to turn up when you don't get your way or when you don't get what you want.
Say that again. They need to hear that.
Don't be ready to turn up.
Don't always be ready to turn up.
Okay, not always.
When you
but
don't get your way.
Know
That's a
when to
word.
turn up.
That is a word.
It
from
is.
God.
know when
It
to turn
is.
up, because I'm not saying don't turn up at all. I'm just
Okay.
saying know when to turn up. I'm
Right.
not saying do it all the time.
And also, just because you can't go to every gig, don't mean I'm there hoeing. Okay? Okay? No, for real. That's
It just got real.
no, for real. Like, it's a lot of situations.
Yeah, I'm heard me that a little bit too. I'm like, wow.
Any water in here?
Don't do that.
No, for real though. It's like, I feel like your girlfriend can't go everywhere that you go. It could be either a situation like I play for some artists where they be like, oh, it's not enough seats. Okay, like, you can't get mad because the artist ain't enough seats.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
No.
But then,
I can go a step further. So this is a story that has happened with me.
Okay.
So I had a last minute gig that I had to play at. I couldn't find a sub, so I had to go and play. But I had already made plans to go be with this young lady, and I'm like, okay, service starts at this time. Okay, cool. I'm gonna be done. I'm be able to go. It wasn't. It lasted a lot longer than what it actually had to be. It was a couple hours. Okay, so instead of it being done at like 8:30, it was done by like 9:30, and I guess the restaurant that we're going to closed at 10.
I mean, we just shift restaurants.
I understand. Yeah, but that's a restaurant we had already made plans
I
to
get
go.
that. I get that.
Yes, but and I'm already late, so I have to drive across town and stuff, go get them. And yeah, I understand having an attitude about that. I do, because that is irritating.
Yeah.
But
you gotta know the lifestyle that we live on.
Yeah.
Like, I never put a time limit on church at this point. And I done played for different denominations, and I think the longest one I've been in is the Apostolic Church, starting at 5, and we got to 10:30 at night. I've been there.
Oh, could never.
I've been there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I never. I tell like
that's a
hey, we
shut-in.
can. I was saying God ain't done yet. But my thing is though, don't put a time frame on a musician, knowing the lifestyle that he lives and knowing what he does. You just gotta know how to just work with it. Now you already said date night there.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been cussed
But
out
I was
by
with
that.
the Lord, though. So I felt like it should have been a little bit more understood,
Was with
okay?
Jesus?
I was with Jesus, okay?
And the 12 disciples or just
Yeah.
Jesus?
He had about 3 of them there. He had about 3 of them. All 12 was there. They had to go sneak out, okay? They said they had to go. And,
They
Had to go feed
Interesting.
5,000.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I have one more thing to add because you did ask me before they started
Yeah,
talking about
and we're
it,
so sorry.
It's cool.
No.
So I'd also say be supportive. Like, don't be no boring girlfriend or no boring boo or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, if your boo or whatever got a gig, go. Like, if it's free, you ain't doing nothing. Like, go support. Don't just be at home like texting him or calling or whatever while he's like.
Or
busy.
send no FaceTime.
Be supportive.
I'm not going
No,
to FaceTime you
go.
during my gig. No.
Go.
If you-
Shakari's
if
capping.
you're
He
not
be doing that.
nothing,
He a
go.
simp.
No, I do sometimes. No,
Shakari
hold
will
on.
literally have his phone like
Hey,
this while
it
he's
did-
playing.
and
He be
listen.
like this, look.
It depends. It depends. It depends.
And he'll have one AirPod in there.
Go.
That's
That-
only at the 9 o'clock. Don't do that.
But what you said, that does go a long, long way. Okay, being supportive. Like, I love. Yeah, you want to come hear me play? Come on.
Hey,
Listen
I'll
to
play
me render
different.
my
Hey,
gift.
Hey, I'll play
Because
different.
they gonna show out.
Hey,
They gonna show out.
literally, like, I'll play different. Like, it's just what it is.
Should you play different if your girl is there or if she's
No,
not?
I
that's
just,
a question
hey,
we
no,
should
no, but it just, to see that smile though on her face while I'm playing, it just pushes me to do.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so it was this like video on Instagram and they was talking about like how girls will like give it up if your worship is right. If your praise is right.
Church girls will give up the draws if you worship the Lord.
Gotta get to these last 2 songs. But somebody say, wonderful. You gotta prophesy to yourself. Say, he's wonderful.
Jonathan McReynolds, Keelante Galvin, Daryl Walls, they sing, play instruments, and worship. Oh, it's a church girl dreams. That girl be like, ooh, Daryl can have these walls. Hey, them church girls will give it up. Listen, Jesse Wu said this. You know what gets me moist between my legs and my butt? Seeing a man worship and cry out to God. This is real church girl stuff. If you get here, hey, how you think I got Liz?
Why would you do me like that?
It was a cry out. Why you think Chandler Moore got married recently? You seen his worship and cry out? Oh, them jean skirts was in a frenzy.
And to a certain extent, I do feel like that's true for some women. Because if they see a drummer playing and he is just tearing it up drum like Nick Cannon, they be in the audience like, oh, okay.
Hey,
No, 'cause sometimes
Hey, it comes to the offer, they want to walk around for sure.
Exactly.
They want to make sure the drummer sees
But they $2
No,
in.
but like, okay, so these both my brothers, right? Shakari be playing. And like sometimes I'll be like, okay, bro, you doing it up. And Rickard, I I love to hear Ricker play. Like,
Hey, listen.
it be times we'll be out and we'll just see a keyboard and I'll be like, hop on that because she's gonna do it up. So it do be girls in the church that be like that. I know for me, I'ma just be honest. Y'all know I'm not scared to get on here and say what I gotta say. So when I was dealing with a church musician, it was the oil for me. It was the passion. When you see a man who's like genuinely in worship, like he's not there for a check, and you can tell because of the fruit that he's bearing outwardly. It's like, okay, this man, I'm not going for the man who just got on the drums and now that the preacher up, he walking outside on the phone with his friend. So it does,
And also
it makes a
musicians
difference.
have a prayer life. It makes a difference having a prayer life actually playing. Like, people can tell when you just playing a play or when you actually have a Jesus life playing.
Right.
It's a big difference. So having a prayer life ain't whack. It don't suck. It don't make you a simp. It shows that you care about, first of all, your craft.
Yeah.
And you care about Jesus giving you your craft. So having a prayer life it's amazing.
It is.
It keep me saved half of the time from going off on pastors that don't want to pay
Half
me.
the time. You got a lot of animosity about people paying you.
So that was a meme. It was a meme. It was like, if the church musicians will walk out on service, what make you think they won't walk out on you? And I said, period. So I look at that.
Okay, it's a little OD. But
no. I'll tell you, no, because sometimes in church, first of all, you want us to play 3 hours. Y'all want to shout 35 minutes at 165 beats per minute.
That's where you at?
Yes.
That's where you at?
Yeah,
No, I'm at 157.
Okay.
0.5.
Listen,
right there.
And then on top of that, it's hot. The church ain't got no air.
Oh,
They got no
listen.
AC. Okay. What else? Then
what they gonna do
at the
when I'm
time,
I'm going to get my ear.
we need a break. We need a break.
but the whole sermon is your break.
Right.
It's
Y'all don't
okay.
ever come back.
You take
I
a
do
good. You
sometimes.
go to the
Until it's time for the
restroom.
invitation.
Nah.
Right.
You have to pray.
Then you come running in from
When
the
I hear
back
that
with
first
your
hoop
water.
chord, I'm like, oh crap, I gotta go. Gotta go.
Listen, but also if the pastor isn't preaching a word, okay,
Give it to him.
you have a lot
I
of
wasn't gonna say nothing.
you have a lot of pastors and preachers. Honestly, I'm so sorry, but they're wasting the people of God's time. Okay, and me,
They want that money.
Yeah, I don't deal with foolishness. That's not me. I turn my ears off if I know for facts that it's like you're basically playing with people's time and everything. You're not trying to get any souls into heaven. Then I'm sorry.
It's fluff. It's all
I either
fluff.
put my AirPod in, I go listen to Matthew Stevenson,
Listen,
Mike Todd, somebody.
I literally have done that. I'll be in church and not in church.
Yeah.
And I got my AirPods and listen to a
Yes.
whole other preacher because I'm like, and I'm looking at the folk like, y'all really amen in this, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
people get so used to it.
Yeah.
But
But then that's all they know. And
Yeah.
then they, like, I get casted on outside of me being a musician. I don't care about tradition.
yeah.
I don't care about that. That stuff don't matter no more. Because when we get to heaven, it ain't gonna be no tradition.
There
So-
has to be some tradition, but there also has to be progression.
Yeah, it does.
Those two work
We can't be
hand in
stuck
hand.
in 1962 in 2021. It just don't.
Yeah.
It don't work like that.
He's
The
preaching.
same
Because you're gonna
demons-
miss. Because it's like, okay, so like I said this before. I know a pastor that's literally preaching to a dying church. Why? Because he caters to the old people only. But you got this whole back section of young people that's literally falling off one by one, and you wondering why? Because you only care about the mother's board. Yeah, I get it. We respect the mother's board, respect the things. We do all that. But in 2021, and then it gets, oh, they the only ones that got money. At this point, I'm not gonna give you your church then. You keep saying that, I'm not gonna give nothing. Because now you saying I ain't got a job or I ain't got no money in my pocket.
Right.
I'm flying half of them deacons up there.
Not flyer than the deacons.
So I'm just gonna say it.
Stacey's.
Not
But
the
I
Stacey,
feel
the
like
Douglas Boots.
but no, for real though, y'all. I feel like it should be a balance of catering to the young and the old, and that's where a lot of preachers go wrong at.
And that's where a lot of us church musicians go wrong too.
Yeah.
Because y'all still want to, I'm sorry. I'm about tired of every praise.
Oh!
There has to be some progression.
And
okay?
then when we say that, don't go pull James Fortune out the closet. Like we're tired of playing our intros for y'all to come in sounding like the Sunlight Band. Okay, we tired of it.
Coming in on the 2.
Yeah, right.
Coming on the 2 instead of the 1,
Like,
and then look at us.
Like we wrote, no 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's where you come in at. Right? The 1.
Okay, so as women, of the kingdom dealing with these.
Wow.
What would you say, like, what advice would you give to them on carrying themselves in a way that would actually, like, attract, wholesome young women? Yeah.
Okay, so like you had said it earlier, so women already know the type of dudes that musicians are or what's expected of musicians. So I would say be better than that. Show yourself better than that. Show yourself like you top 10 and like can't nobody touch you. I would say be better than what the women hear, because of course if people homegirls is constantly like, hey, he did this, he did that, he was doing this, he was doing that, of course girls gonna be egging it on and be like, girl, you know what?
Right.
I can't mess with him now because he that. So be better, be more, do better. And just be that example for the other musicians that still low key like lame. Like,
Right.
be a better example. I say that, and just like you were saying too, be in prayer. Like, that's like the main thing. Like,
Pray
just
with your
super be
girlfriends.
in prayer about everything, about your spouse, like about your gift. Like, never be too prideful that you don't always thank God and be in prayer about your gift, because He could easily take it away. So
No matter where I'm at, I
think,
always pray. It don't matter if I'm in church. I literally been late on stage to play for an artist because I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I had to pray.
Period.
But that's a big thing of my plan. I feel like if I don't pray before I play, it's gonna be whack. So
Yeah.
I really thank God for my gift.
Can you answer your own question?
Yes. I would say be wise about your reputation. That should always be a priority to you, is how you present yourself. Not what other people think about you, but how you carry yourself. An example that I really have thought about is Ruth in the Bible. How when she went with Naomi, everybody in Naomi's area knew Ruth because they knew her to be faithful. They knew her to be someone who was loyal to her, and that really spoke volumes about her. And that's how she ended up getting blessed. So if you're running around with a bad reputation, you're known for just doing it up, sticking your thing everywhere. Everybody's gonna know you for that.
Right.
And we can honestly say, we know of musicians simply because of their reputation of just being around. And let's be honest, we always talk about, women, y'all groupies, y'all thirsty, this, that, and the third. But do you want to run through men? No. I don't either. So when y'all be doing that, know that it works both ways. Don't nobody want no man who's been with everybody in the church. And that's the same thing for women. We know some girls who have been with every musician ever in LA County.
Stop lying too, man. Y'all ain't really talk to that musician. Don't say y'all talk to that musician. No, for real. For real. That's a serious thing. My sis over here calling me, talking about what y'all to say. I ain't talked to half of y'all in LA, so relax.
Lord have mercy. The story.
This is really an episode for them to vent.
Clearly.
Y'all some stuff on your chest that y'all waiting for this moment.
Yes. And for the women, let me give y'all this advice. Again, do not fall in love with a man's calling. His calling is playing drums, calling is playing keys. That's not why you fall in love with a person at all. So if that's the only reason you're interested in them, you need to either dig deeper, find something else to connect on, or choose somebody else. Because don't be falling in love with people's gifts.
Yeah. Because it could get taken away, then what happens?
Right.
You walking out the door because I can't play drums somewhere? No.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, that's all I got. So any closing arguments?
Yes. Oh, yes. I'm so happy. I've been over here. I've been waiting and anticipating.
I hate it here.
So can you guys give us your just tell us about your dealings with church musicians.
Why'd you even ask that?
I just want to know.
Okay, tell us about the last dealing that you've had.
I don't know.
Okay, the last dealing that you had.
Hey, no. We're not gonna. Any musician.
I'm not scared married. Let's do
I'm about to
it.
say, all right,
No,
let's use Unfiltered. We run this.
Unfiltered.
Yes.
Now add more to it before I take it back.
Well,
Yeah,
say-
and
we
I'm
say-
right behind it.
I don't think they gonna try to comfort y'all. Like that's the last thing they want to do.
But we'll see.
No,
We'll
I'm
see.
just playing.
I said,
So
hey, go
what
ahead,
is
the
it that
last
y'all
thing.
want to like? What do y'all want to know?
Tell us about the last dealings you have with a quote unquote church musician.
What made you
Was it
date
good?
them? What made you date them?
Yes.
And where did it turn that to where you was like, I'm good?
Okay.
If it turned.
Yeah, you're right.
So for whatever reason, the Lord just keeps dropping church musicians into my life. That's really all, except for one. That's all I really kind of like dealt with. I hate to sound like cliche and like these other women, but they be right about some of the stuff that they be saying about y'all. But my particular experiences were not the best. None of the experiences were the best, honestly. Everything that I heard about musicians turned out to be true in all situations. So yeah, they be lying, they be cheating, they not faithful. Just didn't have good experiences with musicians. I think my look has changed, but musicians ain't in the past have not been my friend. Like it was just never good. But I feel like it's always been God like protecting me from what I didn't see coming.
Amen.
So
Won't he do it?
I'm thankful for it because now looking back on all of those people I dealt with and seeing where they're at now versus where I am, like I could have
prepare a table for you.
like easily
In front of your enemies.
Hey.
I would have easily like dropped them at the drop of a hat. Like it would have been nothing to just cut them off.
But do you think they gift blinded you from seeing everything else though?
No. Okay, for one of them, yeah. One of them, yeah. But that's because I really thought they was like a bomb musician. Like they was like bomb. So I'm just like, bro, like if you this talented, like you have this much talent in you, like this has to be God. Like it ain't nobody but God that's able to give you this much. Like you this talented, bro. Like so. Listen. I think, yeah.
Okay. Like I said, I'll add more to it before I take it back. Okay, so for me, I will be 100% honest. This is how you learn lessons. So, yeah, I'm about to contradict what I just said. I fell in love with this man's calling. I was like, oh my God. Like you said, it can't be nothing else but God. And I'm not saying that it's not God, but it's just the way that you have to separate spiritual maturity from everyday life maturity. Yeah. Just because you're spiritually advanced doesn't mean that you operate in the world as a mature individual. Yeah. So that's what I had to learn. I did fall in love with the gift. Like I said, the relationship that this person had with God for a man was outstanding to me. Like I'd never seen anybody that rooted in their word, that like rooted in their faith. So it caught me. It did. But it was just some other things that, like you said, you deal with because people are human. Like this person is not perfect just because his relationship was like so like pristine to me. You know, he still had his issues and that's fine. Another different individual, still same thing. He's just very immature. And I feel like what's worse about this one from the first one, his relationship does not seem as strong. I feel like the gift only comes just with playing in churches and being known and like, you know, like you just want to play at churches. You just want to be known. You're amazing at what you do and it brings you money. So you do it at church, but it doesn't mean that you have a relationship with God. Right. And yeah, like I said, it's just a maturity thing. Like you got to give people space and time to really grow in their relationship with God. That's not saying like he couldn't be good, you know, in the future, but he's not there yet.
But y'all should also be growing together too, though. If y'all are together in God. Yeah. I take studying the Bible very seriously in my relationship. Praying in my relationship is serious. Yeah. I mean, that goes into the preacher side of me, though. Like, when I'm in my study time, don't bother me. Period. And that's really how I feel. That's for anybody. Like, my phone going, do not disturb, do not bother me. Because at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, when I'm up hearing from God, everybody else is asleep. And I'm mad because I'm up and everybody else is asleep. So, I just feel like when I'm studying, just don't bother me. That's really how I am. Yeah.
Relationship, y'all, like he said, y'all need to have genuine relationships with God to be able to minister to your fullest capacity. And yeah, anything else for us?
Questions for the girls?
Okay, would you guys ever deal with another church musician?
Absolutely.
Yep.
I say that because, like you said, they're not all the same. And it takes time for people to evolve and change. Like, you can't judge a church musician in the mindset that he's in right now in his 20s versus where he'll be in his 30s and 40s. So you just got to give them time to grow up and mature a little bit. Stop doing everything for clout, and then maybe they'll be okay.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
I agree.
That is.
Get them time to mature, and you know. 18, 19-year-old musician won't be 23, 24 musician.
Yeah.
I say I came a long way. I honestly say that.
Have you?
I have. No, I have. Hey, Rick, look. We're not going to do this here, okay, Rick?
Listen,
Rick, we're not going to do this here.
I got you. No problem. No problem. I'm just asking a question.
Yeah, closing remarks
from our guests.
Invitation.
I just appreciate you guys for even allowing me to come and talk for us church musicians.
Yes.
As for the men, okay, we're not all that bad, okay?
Yes.
We're not, okay? We might need a little bit of work, okay? But we all not that bad. All right?
I was nervous doing this.
Oh, yeah.
You
He
did
called,
nervous.
he literally called my
did.
phone and was like, Trinice, I'm telling you now, like, I'm pleading the
I'm
fifth
pleading
on
the
some of
fifth
this
all the
stuff.
way. Like, I'm looking
But
at the
look at
questions
you.
like...
But look at you.
He did good.
You
Yeah,
came
I'm
out-
proud. I'm
yeah.
proud of Burry. All I need is my Birkin and he'll just be...
Well, if you can hurt Birkin, because you know you just got the glory of the Lord all over
The
you.
glory of the Birkins.
Dude, I take a Birkin too.
Birkin, Birkin?
Yeah.
Pass it out?
Yeah, if you just pass them out like that, I mean,
She
I
said she
take
want a
one.
Birkin
Want a
too.
Birkin too?
You want a Birkin too?
Everybody
Put it on the camera.
She wants a
She
Birkin
want a
too.
Birkin
She wants a Birkin too. Everybody gets Birkins.
She want a bucket, I thought a bucket, 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 she want a bucket, I thought a 100,000 for a bag. That's a whole lot of cash.
Okay, well, thank y'all so much for watching yet another episode of Youth Unfiltered. Thank you so much again to our lovely guests, Rory.
Thank you.
and Rick. Thank you so much for being here.